What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the video, or welcome back to the channel, I should say. Welcome back to another video, I should say, right? If you guys don't know, I'm pretty much on this channel, pretty much speaking wisdom. I got things writing down for you guys, things that I've took from tarot cards to knowledge that I've gained from books and things like that. I got 12. So what I do is I break down 12 messages, daily messages that you guys can come along this video, come check out. And I recite them, and then I also go ahead and share my personal opinion right off the dome and give you guys some feedback, right? So number one, we often think we stand alone, but in our hearts we know such things are merely the whispers of the dark world to discourage us, right? No matter if you feel like you're by yourself right now, you might be shriveled up in like some apartment somewhere, right? The point is, you still have the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You still have yourself. Don't fall into that victimization category where you want to blame the world or, bring negative thoughts upon yourself, because you look at how everybody else is got the family and got the friends supporting them. You're special. You're chosen for a reason. You have this predicament for a reason. You know what I mean? You're going to be far better off if you just focus on what you have and not focus on what you don't have, i.e. friends, family, and supporters, right? This is often a trick, a mental trick that the world projects onto us to believe that if we don't have supporters, we're not going to make it in this world. And that's a negative mindset. So in order to overcome that, we have to recognize that, hey, we not only have ourselves, but God, the higher power, God is as well. And moving forward, once you think of it like that, you will then become to attract supporters, because people support people that support themselves, right? That's just how it goes, right? Number two, God invites you to enter his golden temple to look into the mirror of truth, right? God wants you to look within yourself to discover your truth, right? What is it that you believe is truthful, right? What are you doing that you feel that's truthful, or to that extent, being true within yourself, right? So if you really want to know what the higher power wants for you, you got to start to look within yourself and start to determine if what you're doing is going to put you in a better position. I just had a thought about this to myself just before I started this video, that a lot of people want to chase money or chase success, or what they deem, what the other people are telling them is success. But in reality, it's not the case. There's a lot of millionaires, a lot of billionaires that are depressed. And I'm not talking about just money. There's people that earn land that don't have no money that are depressed. There's people that earn materials without no actual currency that are depressed. So ownership, and we're going to get into that. I got something written down for that. Ownership doesn't define happiness, right? It all comes from within. If you're doing something that you feel is not necessarily what you're divine to do, or something that you're really, really connected to, but you feel like, well, I have this lifestyle, so I'm going to obtain this lifestyle. That lifestyle, that obtain is just going to dry out eventually. You're just going to get more and more depressed. You're going to fall into this depression state, and you're going to be chasing something that is never going to make you happy, because you're always going to have to work to support this lifestyle. That work that you're doing for it just does not add up, right? So we're trying to avoid that. We're trying to find happiness and peace and tranquility within our lives. I understand you got to pay bills and stuff like that. I understand that. But the main goal is to find something that we love to do, and how can we expand it. Now, granted, you go to jobs and things like that, you work a 9 to 5. Of course, the money is going to be, capped. The money is going to be like very strict, how much money you're going to get. So then what you do, you take that same skill set and you branch off on social media platforms, or you go on your own entrepreneur journey, and then you just expand. You might have to hire new people to make a little bit more money, but at least you'll be into the career and the industry that you enjoy doing. You know what I mean? So there's always ways to expand money. My point is, you're not going to find happiness if you're just chasing a lifestyle, right? And again, start looking within yourselves. Number 3, we are all following the path of the new world, right? A new world, a new beginning. Every time you wake up the next day, you might wake up tomorrow or whatever the case is. I say might because no day is promised, right? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, God got your back, and God wants to see you for another day. Hopefully that is the case. Sometimes they say the angels get taken away earlier than they're supposed to. So hopefully you have tomorrow. But let's say you do have tomorrow. Everybody in this world is looking forward to tomorrow. Everybody's looking forward to a new world, a new day, a new beginning, a new start, a fresh start, things like that, right? So we're all on the same path in some sort of way, right? So just keep that in mind whenever you get discouraged, whenever you feel like you're not doing enough. We're all in this boat together, right? Never feel like somebody's better than you or you're better than anybody. Don't be arrogant and don't be depressed either. Try to keep that neutral, right? Number 4 we have is become aware of the love within yourself to connect with the divine beings. In order for you to gain this spiritual, this motivation, this happiness, whatever you're trying to go within, again, you gotta understand self-reflection. You gotta look at yourself. You gotta say, what is it that you want to attract? What is it that you want to gain? Where are you trying to go in life? What is it that you truly would like to? Let me tell you guys something, right? I'm not really, that big in as far as the tarot cards traditionally. As you guys know, you probably look on this channel, you guys probably looked at my first videos. So I decided to do it this way, where this way is I'm a lot more encouraged to do, where I believe in motivating people. I believe I've done this at every job that I've worked at. I've always been this type of person. So why not incorporate it within my own type of style and create my own genre, right? So this is exactly what I'm doing. But also, mind you, I want to give you guys this tip. That fake it till you make it doesn't work. You know what I mean? It works to an extent, but you're still going to be depressed while you're doing it, right? So me personally, because I'm giving you guys tips and things like that, I would have to still go and read and educate myself, because that's the only way my vocabulary is going to be where it is. That's the only way I'm going to be able to relate certain messages. It's the only way I'm going to become crystal clear to you guys if I do my own research and I educate and I perform. I can't be up here slousy asking you guys to go, be on your stuff, and I'm up here slouching off and slurring my words because I'm not knowing exactly where to come. That's why now I bring the what they say, the steak and the potatoes. I bring what I need to be. I bring the full course meal to you guys. I'm not wasting none of you guys' time, and we're gonna get to it, right? Going back to what I was saying, self-reflection. Make sure you guys are reflecting on what it is that you're trying to achieve in, right? Okay, number 4? Number 5. Express yourself and feel the power of the joy. Feel the power and joy within self-expression, right? This goes back to expression. Expressing yourself, this is where you're really gonna feel look, if you express yourself and others where you're trying to go in life, you're gonna start seeing things change. One time I was working at a job, I was a produce guy at a grocery store. And I had to express to the manager that, hey, look, I could work anywhere, anytime. Now, I'm not excluding you got to do this or whatever, but this is just my opinion on self-expression, because what happened was they was giving me a certain amount of hours. But I already had got an apartment and things like that, so I kind of needed to get a little bit more hours in, right? And I didn't mind the job that I was working because it was physical. There's a lot of potato stacking, and I kind of made it fun, right? So this is where a change of mindset takes place, right? So because I changed my mindset and I didn't let them tell me how much hours I worked. I talked with the manager and I'm getting more hours. By the end of the year, before I left that company, I ended up being one of the best produce guys. Not saying that because I'm better than nobody, but because I put in a lot of hours, a lot of work. A lot of guys, they want the money and they want that, but they don't have that right mindset, and that's okay because not everybody's gonna like doing that. You got to find out what you like. The money's only worthwhile is if you love what you do, and I found passion with it, right? I just had to move on and find different avenues, of course, because I want to better myself more, but I will always appreciate that moment in my life, right? Next we have is no person can initiate another person. They can only open up the space for it to happen. I can't force you to do anything. Neither can your parents, neither can your cousins, neither can anybody, your friends, whoever. They cannot force you to do anything. They can't do the task for you. Initiation means to start the task. They can't start it for you, right? But we can open up you to opportunities. As I said, I understand you guys might love doctors. You guys might want to be a nurse. You guys might want to be a gym coach, right? But let's just say you're I'm working at this job, I got the experience, but they ain't paying that good. You know what I mean? Let's just say it's a financial situation. Okay, cool. So now you found your dream, you found your career choice. I would suggest take the initiation of starting your own branch online or in person, whatever, so you can have the freedom, so you can have all of that good stuff that you wanted and still be able to do the career choice that you fell in love with, right? that solves your financial problem. However, I can't force you to do anything. Neither can anybody else. We can only give you tips. We can only open your mind up to things, right? Moving on. Number 6. No, I said number 6. Number 7. Practice thought control. Think positive thoughts. Very important, right? A lot of people don't understand when you speak negativity reflects back on you, whether you know it or not. So a lot of times when people talking negative, I just turn them out. I don't say nothing. I don't engage with it because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So I wouldn't tout. I'm at this point in life where I'm not going to tout nobody. Sorry. No, I don't want to hear that, or no. Because they have a right to express themselves. Just like if I'm having a bad day and I'm expressing something, so let's say my significant other, I wouldn't, expect her to listen to me about my bad situation and me shut her down about her negative situation. You know what I mean? We can hear each other out. It's just up to us to not turn it out, but just kind of not engage with it. You can hear them out and things like that. Just make sure you're not engaging with it because you don't want that energy to ping pong. Like if my wife came to me and said something negative that I didn't feel was positive, and I'm trying to have a positive morning, instead of me shutting her down, which I don't want to do because I want her to express herself, instead of me shutting her down, right? And instead of me turning it out, I would just listen to her, hear her out, and then I would just kind of continue the conversation. Not in a rude way where it's like just talking about something and I just start speaking of something random. No, hear her out. That way, boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool. We got it. Move past it and just kind of allow it naturally to move past the state. Because when you engage with the negativity, if say you pick up that aura or that energy, now you might transfer it back to her. So where she went ahead and did her thing, got her positive energy back, and then you give that energy right back to her, and then she does it to you, and it's just a ping pong effect which you do not want, right? Now, moving on, as I said, thoughts. Be mindful of your thoughts, but you can't express yourself. 8. Finding happiness and contentment in your own actions, in your unfettered flights of creativity, and in your own world, right? So finding the contentment and happiness is within yourself. I've started to do things that only I want to do. Like literally, look, let me tell you guys something, right? I'm just this like I tell you guys, no matter what job I've always had, I've always had a side hustle. When I say a side hustle, I'm talking about within any job that I've had, I've always tried to motivate, I've always tried to support people. So I'm like, okay, now I'm transferred to YouTube. Let me go ahead and apply that same pressure, right? Let me apply that same knowledge, apply that same enthusiasm. Now, within my 24 hours in a day, I'm doing things that matter to me, right? If I want to do a little music, if I want to play a little video games, of course that stuff is limited, right? Because I've got other things I want to do. But what I'm trying to say is I try my best to make my own decisions within my life from the age of after graduating high school, after, no longer staying with my parents, 18, moving forward. I wanted my own place. I wanted my own things. It's not necessarily about, but one thing I've never did was I made sure I didn't really get too attached to money, because I wanted to be able to move around, right? I didn't want to, I'm working at this job. I'm so attached with this paycheck that I'm afraid to lose this paycheck. Like I've tried to not get associated with that. In fact, when I was working my grocery store job, it was paying good, you know what I'm saying? Then I moved to full-time on a therapeutic environment, and of course, you get a little pay cut, but I chose to make that decision not for the money but for the purpose of bettering myself, and I knew it was gonna enhance me a little bit, right? So those experiences, and then I resigned from there to start this journey, right? Because I'm not trying to get too attached to what the money brings. I'm more concerned about who I am as a person. So that's why I try to implement things within my 24 hours in a day that define me as a character, that's going to make me better and allow me to really be joyful, really be, because there's nothing better to being able to get the same amount of money you was going to get from a job, right? But also being able to do it freely and on your own time, and I can control my own schedule, right? Number 9, distinguish between food that keeps you alive and food that truly nourishes, right? Around this, I want to say definition, there was an example between an apple and the bread, right? Bread is something you can eat and it will keep you alive, but an apple gives you nutrition. I know a lot of people don't really like apples, but it's just something. It's a food for thought. Perfect. Food for thought to think about when it comes on eating certain meals and nutrition and things like that, right? There's gonna be certain things out there that you might just get for the time being. Like I'll go grab me a slice of pizza, but I know the pizza and cheese and things like that, and bread and all of that. That's a great meal. But then you also have, a more plant-based food like a salad that would make you feel a little bit better, right? I'm not saying that pizza's 100% trash, but you get my point. Or a chocolate cake, right? A chocolate cake might content me for a little bit, but it's probably going to have me feeling slouchy by the end of the night, where I can go and eat maybe an egg sandwich or something like that around that, or where it might give me a little bit better nutrition, right? So we're just kind of looking at things that is gonna try your best. Cause I know a lot of people got budgets and things like that, but try your best to try to fuel yourself with, like me personally, I've been trying to, now I haven't been perfect with it, nobody is, but I've been trying to implement celery and like ranch instead of chocolate bars, right? So I'm not saying I'll never eat chocolate again in my life. What I'm saying is I'm trying my best, because at least we can only try. We don't know if it's going to succeed or we're going to do it perfect every time, but I'm trying my best to pick up celery and to put that in the fridge, because it's about the same price as you buying like 5-6 chocolate bars, right? So it's the same situation, right, as far as finances goes. But I know it's better for me. Moving on, number 10. Bliss has nothing to do with owning and possessing, but boundless freedom and peace live within it. Bliss, happiness, right? If you guys know what bliss means, bliss is a form of happiness. Happiness has nothing to do with what you earn, what you possess. It's all about what you gain from it, right? I've seen situations where people like, okay, look, let me show you, right? This just comes to show you guys, do not, like I said, don't chase the materials, chase the passion behind it. If you chase passion, you're going to get any material. You know what I mean? You might not get everything in this world, right? It's not up for everybody to buy 10 mansions or 10 yachts or whatever. Some people, they get it, some people don't. But don't mind that stuff. Don't mind it. Focus on what you can afford and what you can establish, right? If you go out and chase your dream, and let's just say for an example, right? I'm not saying anything's possible. I'm not trying to discourage you guys, but I'm also not trying to build your head up to think that, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say you're an artist, right? Let's just say you're a musician, you make money, you rap and things like that, right? There's levels to it, right? Of course. So let's just say you're a musician and somebody else started the same time as you, but somebody else made a few songs that blew up bigger than you, right? They might be a pop singer, R&B, or a country singer, whatever. Let's say you do rap, right? No disrespect to rap, but let's just say this. We all know that country makes more than rap, right? We all know that, right? Like, when I say makes more, I'm talking about like universal. Like it's way more out there than like you can play it in grocery stores, you can play it in a lot of places, whereas like if you're using profanity and things like that, not all rappers obviously use profanity, but this is just an example, right? So when you're making songs that are more in general for everybody, whereas let's say you specifically are making it for that, you guys are both in the same industry as far as the music goes, but one's going to do better than others for different reasons, right? It's up to you to find those different reasons. But like I said, when you chase your dream and your goals, and you're not worrying about what the next person could buy or the next person could purchase, or not worrying about, because remember something, we don't need 10 bedrooms, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, focus on your needs. God's gonna give you what you need. If you sit there and focus on your wants, everybody's gonna want everything. And now what if everybody wanted everything? Then you probably wouldn't get nothing, right? So we just gotta kind of focus on our needs, and that's when we can truly feel happy. Because one thing that goes over a lot of people's head is that gratefulness. Like, a lot of people's ungrateful for what they have, and you might look at them like, man, you got it all, but they say they ain't got enough. And how would if somebody came to you and was like, yo man, I ain't got enough, and they got 10 jet skis, 10 houses, you're gonna look at them like they're crazy. So imagine what God looks at you if you always want. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't go around to get it, but in order for you to really feel content, happy, satisfied with things that you have, you gotta appreciate the things that you have. So as I said, you're not always going to get everything, but don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have, and you'll be a lot more happier in life. Trust and believe that, and then you'll be able to know where to go after that. Okay, I've got this. How can I utilize this? How can I use this asset, this car to make money, this house to rent out, whatever the case is? How can I use this asset to make me a better individual, to put me in a better position? We have number 11, right? Recognize that the chains that hold you captive are your own negative thoughts, right? So whenever you prevent yourself from doing something because you feel, look, let me tell you guys something, right? Just yesterday, I was like driving, right? I was driving through, and I'm like, yo, if I slide through this neighborhood, right? I could probably beat traffic. So I'm sliding in the neighborhood, but speed bumps. I forgot about speed bumps, right? I'm not going fast now, but I'm just kind of just sliding through, forgot about speed bumps. So obviously that slowed me down. Now I might have failed in that situation, right? But later on, like 20 minutes later, I ended up taking another route where I was like, yo, this is gonna make up time for me. I never took this route before, but I took it yesterday, and it actually saved me 10 minutes. So it's trial and error in life, right? Sometimes you're gonna hit, sometimes you're gonna miss, right? Hit and miss. So it's like the first time I failed, because I ended up spending more time in that neighborhood than I would have if I would have just took the main route and followed behind traffic. But the second time that I decided, you know what, I'm still going to go through my decision, my initial decision. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you don't. But at least you learn. Like, I know for a fact, without guessing, that, hey, I'm not good in that neighborhood no more. And I also know for a fact that that route that I took yesterday is going to put me and it's going to avoid stoplights, which is going to save me time. So that's exactly what I do. I won't do the first decision today or whenever I go that route again to make that appointment again. I won't make that decision, but I'll make my second decision. So trial and error, right? When you do something, don't be discouraged, don't get scared, or don't feel like, what if it don't work? Try it out. Unless you're like really, really behind time and you cannot afford to try something, then don't do it, right? Obviously. But if you have a couple minutes to spare, I say try something out. And this doesn't just have to be a traffic situation, but this just in general, right? A decision is number 12. A decision is often accompanied by a release. So let go of the things that are blocking your decision, right? Negative thoughts could be blocking your decision, right? Whatever they might be. Don't allow those things to block your decision. Like I tell you guys, I promise you this. Find something you really want to do. Find something you're really great at, and then all you do is you work on it every day. Typically something you want to do, you actually want to do it. You actually are motivated to do it, or even if you lack of motivation, you have discipline, right? So you're not always gonna be motivated to do something, but you have the discipline to do it. That discipline comes from, okay, I don't feel like doing it, but guess what? I'm gonna do it anyway because I know I have 24 hours in the day. I have to spend my time somehow. Time is gonna go by whether you are sitting still or whether you're moving. So it doesn't matter how you put it. Time's gonna fly anyway, right? We can't stop that, right? So if we look at it that way and we say, okay, I got time to do this. That's discipline. Whether you want to do it or not, you just do it. And most times when you love something or when you care for something in some form of way, whether it's 25% or 100%, you end up just doing it, right? And on those days that you're not so motivated, you have the discipline to just do it anyway, right? So what I'm saying is, once you get yourself down on that pattern to attend to whatever it is, whatever goal you're trying to meet, you can always expand. Like I said before, if you guys are a gym guy and you work at a school gym and you're like, man, you know what I'm saying, I'm just about paying for the rent, because jobs stand for just over work. You could get mad at me all you want. I've worked them. I know how it is. You know what I'm saying? I've had the opportunity to, focus on myself, which in reality, if a company has to focus on their company before they focus on you. They can't always follow what your needs. You might want a vacation this time. You can't vacation this time because we got X amount of workers that want a vacation that time. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to miss your daughter's birthday. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at ourselves just like the company has to look at themselves. Why it's just a no-brainer. So if you guys are a gym membership, and let's just say you guys are working, and it's just an example, right? You can apply the same example to whatever you do, right? Say you work a job, whatever, boom. You want to expand financially, you just maybe hire people or maybe start an online training or whatever the case is. Just an example. My point is, there's plenty of options in this world, right? And we gotta stop letting things block us. You gotta stop letting that paycheck, oh, what happens if I lose this place or whatever. Humans descend from the bushes, bruh. Like bushes and a beach. What got that? You feel me? Anything God's given is out here. I ain't saying you gotta go straight homeless. I'm just saying, like, look, don't let that fear stop you, because how bad do you really want it? Like, you know what I mean? If even if you spend, I promise you, like they even say, look at how much hours you spend on your phone and things like that. If you could spend an hour, 2 hours while you're working and hustling this job or whatever, do you think let me tell you guys something. Even if you have two people that work in that household of yours, right? Take your mom and your dad. If you can manage to pay bills all by yourself, for the man or for the woman, I encourage you guys to take turns. I encourage the man to maybe work, or the female, whatever, however it comes first, while the other one gets on their stuff. Then when they get on their stuff, you refrain from working and you get on your stuff. Now you are both self-independent, right? So I just feel like, that's probably one of the best modern ways. Back then they used to do that. The man used to go get bread, go get his money, and the woman used to probably be him, start her little business and stuff, and then bam, next thing you know, so it's just but it's not about money. It's just about finding something that you're truly good at. And that's one thing that I've done personally, so I can give you guys that. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hopefully this information was grasped. If you didn't understand it, please replay it, please rewind it back. I spent time and energy into this, and I really want to get this message across. I want to give you guys some great advice. I really want to. Without taking too much more of your time, because I'm pretty much done, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe. Let me know what year you're watching this in the comment section. I would love to see your comments 10, 20, 30 years from now, God be willing. And I will see you guys soon on the next spiritual video.